We're all here. I think we all know that there's going to be a lot of tears for a while. And that's all right, but we don't have to be sad all the time. We can smile too. Parrott, Justin Parrott. Parrott. Think about what you're doing, moms. I know why he went by Justin. Justin Parrott, born July 28, 1988. We lost him a short week ago. His mom, Diana, lost her back in 2004. Called my dad Pops ever since he met him. He had lots of aunts, uncles, cousins, and a whole slew of friends. A lot of them couldn't make it today. There's still a full room here. It's pretty impressive. Justin was born in King Street, but his home was all over Charleston. Goose Creek, Ladson, Johns Island. He had roots everywhere. He had stuff everywhere. He had couches everywhere. He relied on his friends a lot. He loved you all. Right from the get-go, sin, especially on behalf of family and all of his friends, for everything you've done for Justin and for all of us. Thank you. We'll never forget. Leave it to Justin, or Snacks. Y'all call him Snacks. Leave it to Snacks. My office building, fancy office building, I work for a defense contractor not far from here, and everybody walks around in suits and ties and try to pretend like they're all Mr. Fancy Pants. Everybody's walking around, they got security clearances, they all pretend like they're professionals. And leave it to Justin to have me in my office a couple days ago, standing in the hallway on a cell phone, saying this out loud while all these people are walking by. Yo, Sin just got scrubbed out the lockup. Word. He had friends in a lot of circles. He had people everywhere, people that loved him. Leave it to Snacks to make that scenario play out. He had friends and family. He brought us all together. And it's important that all of you know that he loved you. In Justin's heart, I'm sure he probably told most of you, he was a firefighter first and foremost. That's all he ever wanted to do. He volunteered at a whole bunch of fire stations. Most recently at CMB, over there in Ladson. When he had time and the means and the way to get there, that's what he always wanted to do. Can you still hear him in the midst of an awkward conversation saying, I'm a fireman, I save lives. What is it that you do again? He was proud. Played for the Hawks. Snipers. Got a championship jersey on the way. Justin was a semi-pro football player. proud of that too. I got to go to one practice and one game and see him play. I'd never seen him move that fast before. He sure was proud. He enjoyed it. He loved his teammates and his coaches. After talking a lot with our family, seeing some photographs from his childhood, some of them, Uncle Troy brought them yesterday, got some really good photos. You got to see them in the slideshow up there too. It's evident that he always wanted to be the one to help others. I remember the day after Christmas, 2003. Y'all might remember this. There was a 2-year-old boy in West Ashley that had gone on a walk in the woods with his daddy. And the daddy and the little boy got separated in the woods. And they put it on blast all over Charleston. There's a missing boy on Christmas Day. They called for volunteers. It was 2003. The day after Christmas, they still hadn't found the boy. And they had put out the call and said, if anybody's available, could you please come walk these woods with us to help us find this boy? Justin was, I think, 15 years old at the time. So in passing, I mentioned to my dad that I was planning on going out there that first thing, early in the morning. It was 5 or 6 in the morning. They wanted volunteers out there at daybreak. So I told my dad I was going to go, and I made the mistake of saying it in front of 15-year-old Justin. And if you knew him at 24, he hadn't changed much. He was going to do what he was going to do. And I had no choice but to take 15-year-old Justin with me on this rescue mission, because that's what it was, and that's what he wanted to do. So in 20 to 30 degree weather everywhere the day after Christmas 2003, we're in our warmest Goose Creek winter clothes. Probably like a long sleeve shirt. And we hit the road, we got on the interstate, and I'm thinking, man, I don't know anything about searching for 2-year-old boys in the woods, and trying to figure out how we're going to help. And Justin turns to me and he says, "You think they'll have food for the search parties?" So we stopped at McDonald's. And then we went and walked those woods for a few hours, and they eventually did find that little boy, and it was a happy ending. But that was Justin, 15 years old, already knew. Matter of fact, you look at this photo that Uncle Troy found in his archives. You got 4-year-old Justin holding a fire truck, wearing a big red hat that says Fire Chief. 4 years old. Justin believed in God. He went to church when he could. He told me he enjoyed it. Justin knew, as we all do now, that life can be cut short. Our time may be short. It may be long. It may just be 24 short years. Justin knew this. I did the math. 100 days before Justin passed. Exactly. He sent me a message out of the blue. And he said, and I tell you this because I got a feeling he probably did this to a lot of you. Out of the blue. "Hey bro, what's up?" On Facebook. I didn't get it till a couple days later. "Hey bro, what's up? Can I tell you something? You're awesome. You're the best brother a guy could ever ask for. I look up to you in every way. Just want to tell you I love you and thanks for being a great example. I love you." That was Justin, out of the blue. I tell you that it's cool that he knew that his time might be short and that he got it out. He was able to express that. I think it's important for all of us to learn that. Justin was dealt a tough hand. He never really got to know his birth father. His mom died when he was a young teenager. Didn't have a lot of money. But when I got this photo, 4-year-old Justin the firefighter, just think it's neat that at 4 years old he'd already figured out his dream. And even though he had that ridiculously tough hand dealt to him, no money, no means able to do much, very young age of 24, he achieved his dream. All by himself with a little bit of help from his friends. He earned the right to say to you and me and everybody else, my name is Justin Parrott. I am a fireman. I save lives. What is it that you do again? So it's important that you think about that. When you're thinking to yourself, you can't get something done, or you're not going to make it, or stuff's too hard. Think about Justin. Look what he did. How he made it work. How he leaned on his friends and family just a little bit, or a lot. But he made things happen. There's absolutely no reason you can't go for your dream, because he sure did. We're going to miss him, and we're going to love him forever. It's time to ask Pastor to come up and lead us in a... Oh, I'm sorry. First, if there's any friends and family that have anything that they would like to say, any stories, this is your time. If anybody else has anything they'd like to say.
A lot of y'all I don't know, a lot of you I do. Justin's heart was bigger than you can imagine. He had a space in there for each and every one of us. And Justin taught me a lesson that I never got, unfortunately, until the other night. That no matter what we go through, no matter how angry we get with each other, we're all we got. Friends, family. Materialistic things don't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing to him. Justin was happy on a daily basis, and he had nothing but us. Me and Tommy, Scruffy, we've had fallen out. Snacks brought us back together. Me and Ice, me and Lauren, we've all fallen out. And Justin made sure he brought us back together. Justin was wrong, man. He didn't need us. We needed him. He always said that, man, I need you, bro. No. We need him. I don't know about everybody else. I miss the hell out of him.
For some people, this might not be as hard as for other people. But I remember the day that he did leave us. The last thing he told me was, I love you, brother. No matter what, I got you. And I coming back. Even though he didn't make it back, he's still been there for me. Even though he ain't here, he's still watching over me. I'd like to say, and as other people will say, just the other day, even though he ain't here, I say thank you. He saved my life. That's how I feel. Although I may got stitches in my head, although I might be going through things, he still always been here for me. And nobody else was. He would always make me laugh, smile, when all I felt like doing was laying down, feeling sad and crying. He showed me that it's all right to cry as a man sometimes, but as a friend, we gotta hold each other up. He was a brother, a teammate, a friend, a best friend, vice prayers. He just been a lot to me, more than some people will understand. And to be standing here, wearing the shirt with his face on it, and saying, I'll see you another day, face to face for the last time. It hurts me a lot, but I know He'll always be there for me. And as a brother, I stay here and say, no matter if you're here or you're gone from me, you'll always be a soldier, a brother, a friend. In my eyes, you might not be here with me physically, but you'll always be here with me spiritually. And you always guide me and lead me down the right path. Because I know you right there, you won't let it not happen to me. And for that, I said, I love you together. And I'll see you again. And until that day with me, you'll always be in my heart. You'll always be one of my closest, dearest friends and a brother. So on this day, Snacks, Jasper, Mary, whatever y'all want to call me, I call him brother. I love you, man. My life would never be the same. And everything, whether tears roll down my face, or whether I got a smile on my face, you'll always be with me. And I always care about you like nobody else can. When you needed me, I was there. And when I needed you, you was there. And for that, I say thank you, my brother. Until we meet again.
Like my brother said, a lot of y'all don't know us. And I'm glad to see everybody here. You know, it took this to bring us all together. But you know, he was the light in a lot of dark times. He showed a lot of us the way. You know, me, I've been to the point that I was down and out, went through a lot of crazy things, and he's what brought me back. I mean, just up, like last week, me and him was talking, all he told me was he loved me. I would never thought this would happen. But, you know, that's my little brother, that's my life. I would give myself right now to be in his position. I would take my life daily, any day of the week for him. Because he would give his life for me. Like my brother Sin said, we all had a lot of falling out. And me and him, me and Scruffy, me and Lauren, me and a lot of the brothers around, we've all had falling outs. Me and Snack even almost got into a fist fight because he made me laugh before I could even do anything. A lot of people might see him as a clown, but I see him as a joyful man. Sorry he had to leave this earth, but I have each and every one of y'all remember him just like I would and love him. Because I know he has love for everybody in this room. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Hayward. We're from Walterboro, South Carolina. I met Justin some years ago through my daughter. They used to talk on the phone all the time, and he would always say, "Tell Mama I said hi." I didn't know how he looked or whatever, but he would always say, "Tell Mama I said hi." But he was just a loving person. Anytime that they were on the phone, anytime they talked, he would always send me that message, "Tell Mama I said hi." Some years ago, when my daughter was coming back into the States from Korea, it was a surprise to me, but they knew. And he and his friends, somehow, they picked her up from the airport until her brother could get there. And I was so appreciative for that. And on 3 weeks ago, my daughter's baby was supposed to be born July 29th. The baby came early, April 29th. And he would call and be concerned, find out how we were doing, how was the baby doing. He came to the hospital and he sat with us. He was concerned about the baby. He sat with us and we talked, and his conversation went on to the fire. You're the firefighter. The things that he had done and he loved, doing. You can tell he was a lovable person and that he loved people. And I was just saying, when he said, Mama, he said, I'm gonna go now. He said, but y'all take care. He said, that baby gonna be all right. I said, we're praying. And he left and he told me, he said, Mama, he said, and he hugged me, he said, I'll be back. I'll see you later. I'll be back. And when I got the news, it seemed like it couldn't be, I couldn't believe it. And so I said, God always knows. He always knows what's best. And I'm saying to the family, I've never met you, don't know you, but I was happy that the Lord put Justin in our path. I don't know how my children meet these, people, certain people, but, I just thank the Lord for meeting Justin because he was truly a lovable, a remarkable person. And today I said to the family, I'm not going to say not to cry because I didn't know him all that well, but I cried. But I'm just saying to the family, let's just draw closer together. Let's love one another. Because you had a fist fight or whatever, that don't make, that you don't love one another. Things happen in life, praise God. But let's just be closer and let's just love one another. I'm going to miss Justin, but I was glad that he crawled our path.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Scruff. Snack, volunteer with the pickle stalling. That was my little brother. I've done some things with him. I've seen him go through some things. I'm not really a good speech person, but it's hard to believe my little brother is really gone. The day I met him, I just don't understand. I love him to death. The boy's taught me some things. I'm gonna forever miss him. I kind of don't know what I'm gonna do without him. I'm just gonna pray to God. Know that he's up in heaven smiling. At least he got us forever supply of Mount Goose. I give him that. Hey, Johnny, I'm gonna miss my little brother. I love you.
How y'all doing? This is very hard for me to do. It was my baby. I've known him since he was born. It's my nephew. The worst thing in the world I did was Saturday morning, I got up, I was getting ready for work and scrolling through Facebook. And I happened to notice somebody posted on his page about someone passing. I didn't realize it was him. I thought they were talking about somebody else. So I dug further on his page and realized they were talking about my baby. That was the light of my life. It always seemed like he would send me a message or call me. He just knew when I needed cheering up, and he did it. And he was always good at it. When my mom passed away, he was little, real little. And he kept me together. And when his mom passed away, he kept me from sinking into a deep despair, and I kept him from doing it. And then when my sister passed away, he had me laughing at my own sister's funeral, because that's what Justin did. Justin kept a smile on everybody's face as much as he possibly could. Justin loved without any boundaries. Don't get me wrong, I knew he'd get upset and he had a temper just like the rest of us. But when Justin loved you, he loved you wholly. He loved you with all of his heart. Will you let me do this? He was the best person I ever knew. He kept me sane most days. And I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him more than anything. But it's great to know that he has or had the people that are here in his life that cared about him as much as we did. And I know, because I've heard, I don't know all of you, but I've heard almost everybody's name. I know he cared about all of you, and he loved every one of you.
Justin first came into my life when he was born. I got to Charleston and met his aunt, or I'm sorry, his cousin, Leslie. He was married to Leslie for 17 years. And the whole time, Justin was a crazy kid. I just loved him to death. And, I look at a lot of those photos. I haven't looked at a lot of those photos in a long time, and it brings joy to my heart every time I look at them. We've been through so much, and there's a time I remember we all went to Pennsylvania, the Sesame Place. Remember that? He wouldn't come off the rides. It was crazy, but. Just want you guys to know that Justin loves you all. And if you all look around the room, see how many people are here, I mean, that's a good thing. It's really a good thing. And all of our hearts go out to him. That's all. Thank you.
I just wanted to say Stacks was always the little one. I remember when he used to say that he was always afraid of nobody showing up at his funeral. And everyone's here, most of you anyways. Stacks was my best friend. We always talked about everything. He was always there for me, I was always there for him. We did what we could do for each other. His career was being a firefighter, that's all he used to talk about. And I just know that he's really looking down on all of us and everything is going to be all right. I just can't believe that it still feels so unreal to me. It feels really unreal. But it feels so unreal. And it's never gonna be the same without him. I still wake up every morning hoping that I go on my couch and I see him. Or I get a phone call saying, hey sis, I love you, I have to come home, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. And I've been waiting on that, but to know that he's at home with his mom now and he's in a better place. But I know no matter what, he's always gonna be looking down on me. That's all I gotta say.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Angie Meekins. Most of the kids, young people in this entire area call me Mommy. Hi, boo. Justin was one of my kids. When I say that, I mean I'm the neighborhood mom in about 50 million different neighborhoods. I met Justin probably about maybe 7 years ago. And immediately he started calling me Mommy. I have to share something with you all because, see, as a mommy, all the young people, especially Justin, would bare their souls when they talk to me. I was the problem barrier, you know, the psychiatrist. So Justin would come and he would tell me things that he might not tell everybody. I want you all to know that Justin knew it was his time. Justin came to me about 6 weeks ago, and he told me, he said, "Mommy, I'm leaving." And I said, "Boy, if you don't stop it, I'm gonna punch you in your eye." And he said, "No, Mommy, I'm going to be with my mom and my sister." He said, "I don't have long." Guys, Justin knew it was time, and he was glad. And I know that it's very, very, very hard what we're going through today, but I want you all to know, Justin knew, and he was glad. He said it was time, and he was out of here. Now, I want y'all to know I did not let him leave my house without pushing him around and almost punching him in his eye, okay? But he hugged me tight, and he said, "I love you, Mommy." I said, "I love you too, boo-boo, and you better be here tomorrow." Just want y'all to know, it did not come as a surprise to him, and he was ready, okay? So you guys keep that in mind. It wasn't snatched away from him. He was ready to go. And he is in a better place. I am so glad my boo-boo knew who Jesus Christ is. And he knew how to pray. So he is in a better place. Keep that in mind and keep your heads up. And I just want to tell all my other little boys, y'all get in trouble, I'm going to punch y'all in the eye and make you bleed. Amen.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Deshaun. I just recently met him probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And he been good people, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, he been really good people. The last time we chilled, we was riding down the street. He was hanging out the window. And the police stopped like 3 cars because we were going so fast. So I'm talking about, hey, we was having fun. We was on the beach. We almost get locked up for drinking on the beach. And we was having fun, man. And one morning, I was looking at the video I took, and I deleted out my phone. And I said, you know what? He gonna do something else. I record it again. And I didn't get that chance. And I know it's part of life, but it's always a lesson when somebody leaves us. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm glad ain't nobody took his life. Because I can meet somebody and tell if you got a good heart, if you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like God gave me that gift, and he really had a good heart for anybody. He would give you his last. I don't care if he had a penny in his pocket, he would give it to you if he knew it would help you. You know? And it's a lesson because each and every one of us in there can learn from each other. He taught us something, and he had nothing, but he was rich in spirit. He was rich in attitude. He was rich in faith. You know what I'm saying? And you can't buy that. I don't care how much money you got. You can't buy what he had. And yeah, you could feel it coming from bro. Like, I couldn't even explain it. Like, you couldn't do nothing but smile when he smiled. Just like they said, if you mad and you mad and he smiled at you, you just gonna smile anyway just because he was that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? But you got to cherish each and every moment with everybody that you got around him. You can't sit there, if you love somebody, man, always, it's so much stuff I wish I would have did with them if I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that goes to show you, like, Jamari promised to love us, you know what I'm saying? Real talk. I mean, I don't care what's going on, because we just got to pull together and always stick together. You know what I'm saying? Because each and every one of us can go in a minute, and it's about being strong. It's about helping each other through our trials and tribulations and leave all the petty foolishness alone. You know what I'm saying? Because we argue and build about petty nonsense when we can just go. It's not worth it in the end, and you be like, I wish I could tell him, bro. And ain't none of that. We can change it now if you change. It's no excuse. You see him laying out 31. You know what I'm saying?